Coming up, our focus shifts to flooring, and the Epingers have heaps of choices before them. They must pick just one. Whose selection will prevail? Find out when Designing for the Sexes continues. Hello, I'm Michael Payne. Welcome back to Designing for the Sexes. Thanks to a little give and take, the Epingers have selected a beautiful sofa for their family room, which suits both of their tastes. Now it's time for the couple to choose flooring. Andrea, Frank, I brought you shopping today because we have one last issue to resolve, and that's the whole subject of flooring. Now, I know, Frank, that you want tile. I also know, Andrea, that you want hardwood. And as you look around here, there are just so many choices. So I'm going to leave my briefcase here. Let's go and browse around, shall we?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Here are some tiles over here. Now, these ones look more like stone. Is that what you had in mind, Frank?
Actually, that's exactly what I'd like. Yeah, something similar to
They
that.
look nice, don't they? I mean, some of them have more decoration than others. Also different colors, as you can see.
Right.
Some of them are also, you know, deeper, lighter.
That's probably kind of dark. I'm thinking kind
Yeah,
of a
I agree.
light stone.
Too pink?
Yeah, too
I
pink.
agree. That's nice, but don't you think it's almost too light?
It might be. It might be. This I like. This looks real good.
This is really very nice indeed. I mean, this looks, frankly, just like limestone, doesn't it?
It really does.
It really does.
I don't think I like this design piece, but
I
think
agree.
the stone itself looks great.
Absolutely. It's going to have these sort of natural variations in it as well, which I think is really nice. What do you think of this, Andrea?
I definitely like the stone look.
Uh-huh.
I don't really care for the grout and how difficult it is to keep clean.
I see what you mean, but you know, I would never have chosen this particular grout. I like the grout to look the same as the stone, so we're looking at a color maybe like this one. See, if you use that, then the grout sort of just disappears. You hardly see it at all. What do you think of that?
I'd still like to take a look at the wood flooring just to compare.
Okay, why don't we take a sample of this flooring, if I can find one here. Let's have a look. Oh, here it is. Frank, want to
Sure.
take that? Let's go and have a look at wood.
Sounds
All right.
good. Michael, this is exactly what I wanted to put in the room. I
Andrea,
don't know what kind of wood it is, but that's what I like.
You have great taste, I have to tell you. This is really beautiful. Now, is it the lightness of the wood that you so enjoy?
Uh-huh.
I see, because there are several other light woods. You've got beech, you've got ash, and of course you have maple.
Right. This, I think, definitely will flow with the rest of the house.
I have to say this is a great choice because this is 3/4 inch solid maple, can be refinished 1,001 times. It will truly last a lifetime. Well, Frank, what do you think of that?
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful, but it looks so much like the rest of the house. And I'd really hope that downstairs would have pretty much a different look to it.
I see. I mean, truly a sort of a defined space.
Exactly.
It is, after all, by the way, Cloey and Baxter's room as well.
It is.
So we have to make it special for them. Now, we've resolved that whole conflict that we had between sectionals and sofas before, so I'm confident we can do this. But there's one other product I'd like you to consider before we make a final decision. So why don't we take this sample of this maple that you like so much?
Okay.
Andrea, why don't you sit down at the table, and then I'll join you in a moment after I get a couple of things to show you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
While Andrea and Frank make themselves comfortable, I pull what I think is the perfect solution to their flooring dilemma.
I don't know what's different.
I know.
Hey, look at these. This is a laminate that looks like stone, and this is a laminate that looks like wood. Now, this is a beech, but it can also get it in maple, of course. Well, what do you think?
I like the look of the wood, but I think if I'm going to put wood look in there, I'd like it to be the real thing.
You just want the real thing. Okay.
And I definitely like the look of the stone.
Uh-huh.
And it appears as though we wouldn't have to use any grout.
You're absolutely right, Andrea. You don't have any grout at all. In fact, this comes in strips, and they fit perfectly together with tongue and groove. In fact, it's completely seamless once it's down, and as a result, it's just the easiest material in the world to clean. You just wipe it with a damp cloth. What do you think, Frank?
Well, I still think the tile has a more authentic stone look, but I understand Andrea's issues with grout and keeping this clean, and this really has a good look to it as well. It's pretty realistic. I think I could go with this. I think it's a compromise.
I'm delighted. It's really very hard. It's extraordinarily durable, and the dogs will have there's no way they're going to destroy or damage this floor. Believe me, it's really, really hard.
That's good.
So, did we find a really fine compromise?
I think so.
Wonderful. All we have to do is to calculate the number of square feet we need, and then we can place an order.
Okay.
At the same time, while I'm figuring out how much flooring is required, our crew is at the Epingers' home installing the new bookcases. These built-ins are going to truly add an interesting architectural element to the room. Stay tuned, because when we return, you'll witness the magic of makeovers. Andrea, this is as far away from a dungeon as it possibly could be. Next on Designing for the Sexes. Welcome back to Designing for the Sexes. Frank and Andrea Epinger were in disagreement over how to transform a dingy spare room that housed their two dogs into a cozy family room which everyone could enjoy. After much negotiation, the couple has found a middle ground. And it is my understanding that all of the occupants at the Epinger household are quite pleased. Andrea, Frank, great to see you.
You too.
Frank, great to see you.
Great to see you. Come on in.
Cloey, great to see you. Baxter, great to look at you. You're bigger than ever. I can't wait to see their digs.
Let's go check it out.
Wonderful.
I'm right behind you. Let me put the dogs away.
Okay. Oh, Frank, Andrea, this is as far away from a dungeon as it possibly could be. When you look around and you see the warmth of the color on the walls, this beautiful lighted cabinetry. I mean, this is a wonderful place, isn't it?
Yeah, we love it. Looks great.
So inviting.
It's definitely more than we ever expected.
Remember, here is where our project began, and here it is completed. But you have to admit there were a couple of hurdles. I mean, there was some discussion, shall we say, of a sectional that you so much wanted, Frank, didn't you? And then we went shopping, and then we sort of saw this sofa and started to think about it. Well, you were so concerned about seating and seating enough people in here. How is it working out?
It's great. I can't believe we have so much space. With this couch, seats a couple people.
Right.
We've got the chair over there and an ottoman. We have the bench that we put in. And underneath all of that is another ottoman.
But there was much discussion over that particular ottoman serving as a coffee table because Andrea so much wanted a glass top. So you could really see this beautiful, beautiful rug. But you, on the other hand, Frank, wanted something that was just maybe wood, something that was more practical. You could put your feet up. Andrea, I have to ask you, how is this working out?
It's perfect. It's functional for both of us. We can use it as a table, or we can put our feet up on it. And I absolutely love the color at your suggestion.
That color is wonderful. I just love the way it's picked up in all of these throw pillows, and it just looks great. But there was, of course, the whole subject of the flooring in here. I mean, Andrea, you really did want hardwood flooring, and I quite understood why, because the rest of the house is hardwood flooring, and you just wanted consistency. But you, on the other hand, Frank, you wanted stone, didn't you?
Right, I did.
You really wanted stone, but there was that whole issue of the grout, Andrea, right? This is something you really didn't want. I think that this plastic laminate flooring is the ideal compromise because it has all the look of the stone. It doesn't have any grout lines whatsoever. I mean, it's essentially indestructible, and which means the dogs must just love this, don't they?
The dogs don't do anything to it. When they come running in, no marks, no grout, and I think it looks very authentic.
How are the dogs enjoying this room?
They love it. Actually, let me go get them and bring them in here.
Oh, that's a great idea, because I'd like to try out this sofa. It looks just so inviting.
Let's do that.
Let's take one last look at how the Epingers' old room looked before. But today, it's a comfortable and cozy den for the whole family to enjoy. So I have to tell you, this room has really come out beautifully, hasn't it?
It really has.
We love it.
All the colors that you chose really work well in the room, and it's really easy to maintain. The flooring was a perfect solution.
It really has. It really has been.
So thank you very much for everything that you've done. We could never have done it without you.
Yeah, we're thrilled, and then we'll get a lot of use out of it.
I am so pleased that the Epingers are happy with their new family room. All it took for the couple to get their dream room was a little give and take. Until next week, thank you for watching Designing for the Sexes.
Join Nancy Glass as she hosts Smart Holiday Design, a one-hour special devoted to beautiful home ideas that will inspire your own holiday decor. Sunday at 5 Eastern on HGTV.